something is going very wrong at DC Studios, and today's Supergirl digital release may have just confirmed everyone's biggest fears. After a disappointing theatrical run, many believe the film could finally recover through digital sales. But according to the latest reports, the launch is already facing serious problems, and now fresh comments from Supergirl writer Anna Nogueira are adding even more fuel to the controversy. With Wonder Woman, the future of the DCU, and James Gunn's leadership all being questioned at the same time, one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. Has Supergirl become the first major warning sign that DC's new era is already in trouble? Let's break down everything that's happening. As of July 31st, 2026, Supergirl has officially arrived on digital platforms, but the launch is already generating plenty of discussion, and not for the reasons Warner Brothers or DC Studios were hoping. Over the past several days, online conversations have focused heavily on the movie's digital pre-order performance, with many commentators claiming the early numbers have fallen well below expectations. Now that the film is finally available for purchase and rental, that debate has only intensified, leading many fans to question whether the digital release can succeed where the theatrical run struggled. Because of that, there's growing speculation that Warner Brothers could decide to move up the movie's streaming release if digital sales fail to gain momentum. At the moment, Supergirl is still expected to arrive on streaming sometime between late August and early September, although nothing has been officially confirmed. However, if the current trend continues, some industry observers believe the studio could reconsider its release strategy in an effort to reach a larger audience much sooner. But that's only part of the story. Another major topic drawing attention involves Supergirl writer Anna Nogueira, who remains attached to one of DC Studios' most important upcoming projects, Wonder Woman. Despite the ongoing criticism surrounding Supergirl, Anna Nogueira is still expected to write the next Wonder Woman film, and according to multiple reports, James Gunn continues to support her involvement. At the same time, rumors continue circulating that Warner Brothers' Discovery leadership may not be completely aligned on that decision. Some reports suggest that CEO David Zaslav wants upcoming DC projects to help strengthen the studio's overall reputation before major leadership changes expected later this year. Whether those reports prove accurate remains to be seen, but they have added another layer of uncertainty to the conversation surrounding DC Studios. And now, following the digital launch of Supergirl, Anna Nogueira has responded directly to the criticism surrounding the film. Rather than focusing only on the movie's performance, she addressed the growing online backlash aimed at both the project and the people behind it. According to Nogueira, much of the criticism has gone far beyond normal movie reviews and has instead become personal attacks directed toward members of the creative team. She argued that female filmmakers and actresses continue to face a level of online hostility that male creators often don't experience in the same way. In particular, she pointed to the criticism surrounding Millie Alcock, saying many conversations about the film quickly shifted away from the story itself and instead became centered on political debates, feminism, and personal attacks against the people involved. Nogueira believes those reactions created a narrative that overshadowed the actual movie long before many viewers even had a chance to watch it. But her comments didn't stop there. Expanding on her comments, Anna Nogueira argued that the conversation surrounding Supergirl has become increasingly driven by online narratives rather than the movie itself. She acknowledged that the film didn't perform as expected in theaters, saying the creative team understands the box office fell short of its original goals. However, she pushed back against the growing claims that the movie is already failing on digital platforms. According to Nogueira, it's simply too early to draw that conclusion. She emphasized that a film's digital life unfolds over weeks and even months, not just on its first day of release. In her view, many commentators and entertainment outlets are rushing to label the launch a failure before the full picture has had time to develop. Nogueira also pointed to changing viewing habits. She argued that a large number of movie fans no longer rush to theaters and instead prefer to watch new releases from home. Because of that, she believes there's still a significant audience waiting to either rent or purchase Supergirl digitally, regardless of how the theatrical run played out. Another point she addressed was the criticism that the movie was designed around political messaging. Nogueira firmly rejected that idea. She said Kara Zor-El was never written to push an ideology, but instead to serve as an inspiring character for young women and girls. Her goal, she explained, was to portray a hero who overcomes personal struggles while finding her own identity and purpose. According to her, that's the heart of the story, not politics. But this is exactly where many critics strongly disagree. One of the biggest criticisms surrounding the film has been its portrayal of Supergirl herself. Opponents argue that throughout much of the movie, Kara is presented as impulsive, emotionally unstable, and lacking the sense of responsibility many fans traditionally associate with the character. Rather than becoming an immediate symbol of hope, Critics say the film spends most of its runtime showing a version of Supergirl who struggles to find direction before reaching its conclusion. And then comes the ending. During the film's final act, Kara tells Ruthie that revenge won't heal her pain and encourages her not to become consumed by hatred. The message appears clear. Choosing mercy is the better path. However, moments later, Kara herself kills Krem during the final confrontation. For many viewers, that's where the story loses consistency. The film spends time encouraging one moral lesson, only to immediately undermine it through the actions of its main character. Because of that, many fans argue the ending weakens the redemption arc the filmmakers intended to deliver. Some believe the story would have been much stronger had Kara defeated Krem without taking his life, allowing the movie's message about breaking the cycle of revenge to remain intact. Instead, critics argue that the ending sends mixed signals, leaving audiences divided over whether Supergirl truly evolves by the time the credits roll. And that's only one of the reasons the debate surrounding this movie continues long after its theatrical release. Because Anna Nogueira wasn't finished making headlines. She also revealed new details about the future of the Superfamily, and some of those comments are already raising fresh questions about where DC Studios is heading next. Anna Nogueira also shifted the conversation toward the future of the DC Universe. She confirmed that Supergirl, Superman, and Krypto remain major priorities for DC Studios, adding that Kara Zor-El will continue to play an important role in the upcoming Man of Tomorrow. According to her, fans should also expect several surprises that will expand the Superfamily in unexpected ways. She then returned to the criticism surrounding the film, arguing that too much of the online discussion has been driven by outrage instead of fair criticism. Nogueira said it's irresponsible to declare the digital release a failure this early, insisting that the movie's performance should be judged over time, especially once it reaches streaming platforms. She also confirmed that she's still actively writing Wonder Woman and hinted that the character will receive a fresh interpretation. While she described it as similar yet different from Supergirl, she didn't explain exactly what that means. That comment immediately caught the attention of DC fans. Many viewers are now wondering whether Wonder Woman will undergo another major creative overhaul, especially after the mixed reaction to Supergirl. Nogueira also remains attached to the planned Teen Titans project, although its future is still uncertain as Warner Brothers continues going through major corporate changes. For critics, however, the bigger issue isn't the future projects. It's what they believe went wrong with Supergirl itself. Many argue the movie's biggest weakness wasn't the cast or the marketing, it was the screenplay. According to those critics, the story failed to give Kara Zor-El a consistent character arc, making it difficult for audiences to connect with her journey. But that's not where the discussion ends. The bigger question now is whether James Gunn will make changes after all this criticism, or continue moving forward with the same creative team. That brings us to the biggest question surrounding DC Studios. Will James Gunn make any changes, or will he continue moving forward with the same creative direction? Many critics believe Supergirl's biggest problem wasn't the actress or the marketing campaign, it was the screenplay itself. They argue the story struggled to deliver a compelling version of Kara Zor-El, making it difficult for audiences to fully connect with the character. Others have also questioned James Gunn's decision to hand such a major DC project to a relatively inexperienced screenwriter, especially with Wonder Woman and other high-profile films still on Anna Nogueira's schedule. At the same time, supporters of the movie believe the criticism has been exaggerated and that the film deserves another chance through digital and streaming platforms. Either way, the next few weeks could be extremely important for DC Studios. If Supergirl performs well on digital and streaming, it could help restore confidence in the franchise. But if those numbers continue to disappoint, the pressure on James Gunn and the studio's leadership will only continue to grow. Now, it's your turn. Do you think Supergirl still has a chance to find success on digital and streaming, or has the movie already missed its opportunity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the Woke Watch, and turn on notifications for more Hollywood news and DC updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.